God has given us the ability to create things. God has given us this head. This head is full of ideas. You cannot have your time when you're being employed. God is interested in people who are serious, people that can trust in Him. Yeah. People fear to start. If you don't start, you'll never put God to test to show you that He's behind His word. Trusting people is okay, because you can't work alone. Even Jesus had 12 disciples. Business cannot be smooth 24/7. When the challenges come, persist. God is after those that can persist.
Hear and see. Be inspired.
In our episode of Hear and See, today we host a business shark, an entrepreneur, a man of God, and a family man, Mr. Mulindwa Augustine. Greetings everybody watching us from all over the world. This is Hear and See, where you learn and where your life gets transformed. My name is Jonathan Chisache, and I welcome you, Mr. Mulindwa.
A pleasure is mine. Thank you for having me.
Let us start from the very part. Where did you get the courage, and when did you start to dream that you can be an entrepreneur rather than being an employee?
Thank you so much. But before I answer the question, I want to send greetings.
Yeah.
I want to send greetings to the most amazing woman.
Yes.
My wife, Susan Mulindwa. I hope you're watching me. I'm a father, so I'm proud to send greetings to my wife. People say that behind every successful man, there is that wonderful better half. So me, I want to call her a full half because she compliments me very well. So I want to send greetings to my wife, Miss Mulindwa, my children, Abigail and Alpha, to my siblings, to everyone watching Here and See. I am here, so thank you for having me. Just to go into the question, maybe to just give you a background about myself. My name is Augustine Mulindwa. I love business because God has given us the chance to be business people.
Yes.
God has given us the ability to create things. So that is where my love for business stems from. God has given us this head. This head is full of ideas. Because God is a creator, He created the universe and all things that are within it. So that means even us who are created in the image of God, it means we have the potential to create things. So I've been working in Opportunity Bank for quite some time. And then I left Opportunity Bank and joined the EFC, left EFC. I went to Development Microfinance, left Development Microfinance. All these are financial institutions.
The big ones.
And then I went to Intended Finance. But before I left Opportunity Bank, the day I was resigning a week earlier, I got a chance to buy off a business. Someone came and told me, I am selling off this Dobby. You know those local Dobbies?
Yeah,
where we take our shirts and they iron with that metallic, I don't know what they call it, pass. Muluganda, Vajita pass, Yamanda. So this gentleman came and said,
the local one.
The local one. And the gentleman told me, Omanyinja gatunda business rent yali amutudemu because they used to pay, we pay a year. So I told him, me, I'm buying this business, goodwill 1 million. And then the man said, if you have the money, you can
please pay.
You can pay and then I will be your employee. So I went to 1 million and I paid him off. So I retained him as an employee. So I left Opportunity Bank and came to Kampala. So I left a business there in the hands of a person who was owning it by then.
So he became your employee?
He became my employee in his own business that was his. So I left Opportunity Bank with a business. I joined EFC. I was there for 6 months. I joined Intended Finance. And then in that period, I realized that you cannot have your time when you're being employed. You see, employment is good, but there is a way they can occupy you. You don't have time to think.
You're selling your time.
You're selling your time, exactly. And then, remember the Bible says that God said, I'll bless the works of your hands. Deuteronomy 28, verse 1, 2 to 3 there. That I'll bless the works of your hands.
Yeah.
So God is saying, if you trust me and you go and you start something, I'll bless you. So in other words, if you're working in someone's business, the blessing literally goes to them.
Goes to your boss.
Because they started the business.
Yes.
I'll bless the works of your hands. So I remember I was newly married. I had a young wife when I was in Intended Finance. My former boss used to call me even at 10 in the night. So you're at home and then he calls.
Wants to get the report.
And he wants to talk about loans. Imagine you have a Mugole, new remarried wife at home. But this man is calling you to talk about loans.
After working for about how many hours a day? Like
I'm telling you, we will live at being a loans officer is something that is really hard.
Yeah.
You leave home at 6 because there is a different one chase after. You're going to Kayunga early in the morning, and then you come back at 7. So you want to have time with your Mugole, but after a few hours, they are calling you.
They want you. You have some commitment.
And when you pick the call goes on for like another hour. So Madam started complaining. But this job of yours, that they are calling you all the time, you don't even have time for me. You don't have time for home. What is going on?
So it was very demanding.
So there wasn't privacy. At time reached when I was really tired. I told myself, if the Bible says you will bless the works of your hands, why is it hard for us to realize that we can start? Yeah?
Start something.
Yes. So I started thinking about it. I started thinking about quitting my job at that point in time. So it happened that I got another job from Tende Finance. I don't know how they spotted me. I just got an email telling me they want me for a job. They
want you to work for them. Yeah.
I thought it's going to be different. I thought when I change environment, it will be different. So I resigned from development microfinance and I went to Tende Finance. Why I left, I thought that it was going to be different.
Going to have a new start.
And maybe they'll give me some time after 5 to rest, do my things, take care of my family because the family was young. But the same thing was happening. Okay. Even in that period, the same thing was happening. But what I've not told you, that even when I was employed, I had a company, Factory Research Analytics and Consultancy. When I left campus, I've always had that passion for research because that is my profession. I remember telling one of my colleagues called Nicholas, he's actually my best friend. I told him, we need to go and open a company. And I remember him telling me, you see, when we are not experienced, we can't start a company. But one thing I know is this God we serve. God is interested in people who are serious, people that can trust in Him. Yeah. Because He has given us the ability to create things. So I went and researched that company, and it was majorly doing academic research and market research. As I was doing the loans officing work, I would get time during the weekend to analyze data for people. And you see me, I also had some bit of lugezi-gezi. I would not analyze data for undergraduates. So I would say if you're not a master's student,
I don't analyze data.
You don't suit to come to factory research. So I had my terms and conditions. Yeah. So you see campuses are funny people. It is too much plagiarism. There's a research about this and this, they go and Google.
And Google the results.
They get the proposal and then change into the tenses. So I said, I want serious people. So by then I was doing research for masters and postgraduates. So I was analyzing data. So I would have an income. So I would earn an income as I work.
Would back you up.
To back me up. So when the other stress set in a lot, I started thinking about now concentrating on factory research. Yeah. As my primary business. So I worked for Ntende for 3 years. And then money was not increasing. The bills were high. I used to pay a house of 400,000. By then, my daughter was going to school. She was in nursery. She was paying some good amount of money. And then I would see how things are. I am a minister at church. Yeah. I am a loans officer who is always in the field. And the payment is not really that suitable.
You have a lot of responsibilities.
Yes. And then at that point, I had a company that was there. Factory research. I was getting some money from Mubende. However small it is, you see money is money, however small it is, as long as it is an income.
Yes.
So that money was coming in. So I remember telling my wife that, on the 23rd of December, because we used to break off on 23rd, I told her, I remember that time it was December 2022. I told her on the 23rd of December 2021, I am resigning from my job.
I'm quitting.
I am quitting. And then, women, they are concerned about a month. So she told me now,
how shall we survive?
Honey, when you quit, you've been having insurance, the kids were going to good hospitals like Princeton, those You know the life.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was like, "Ati wonova yo
Chichiddako.
chichiddako." I asked her a question. If you're saying what is going to happen next, and then the question of what if it fails? What if you fail outside there when you quit? I asked her a question. Why don't you ask yourself, what if it works out?
What if it works out? Yeah.
Because that is what we forget. People always want to focus on the negative. No one wants to ask themselves, what if it works out?
What if it works?
Always negative. What if it doesn't work out?
Yeah.
What happens next? I told her, ask yourself, what if it works out? And then the other response was, if it doesn't work out, I have my transcripts. I have a CV in a computer. I will go print it out,
then start look for
put
a job.
on my shoes, go back on the streets.
Yeah.
And market myself as a loans officer, experienced over 10 years.
All the companies, yeah.
All the companies I've worked for. Yes, I told her now the actions. If it doesn't work out, I have experience.
The heavy CV.
And a heavy CV.
Yeah.
I'll go back on the street. So that is how I chose to resign. And trust me, on the 23rd of December, I remember it was a Friday, I'd written my resignation letter. I'd put it in an envelope. I walked into my supervisor's and I told her, you know what? Today, I am quitting.
Could she believe it?
And she told me, Augustine, do you know what is outside there if you're quitting your job?
The streets are not.
The streets are not safe. You're leaving insurance here. We are paying you. And I told her, but you see, this company I'm working in also had a start. It also had what?
Somebody spearheaded it.
Spearheaded it.
With sweat and blood.
Yes, and as I talk now, I was telling her that already had a company, called Capital, already incorporated and with a license, even operation. So what I'm trying to say is I was prepared to quit.
Quit, yeah.
Because I had a company, called Capital, it's a lending firm. It was making its way with a license. So when I quit, I knew I was going to go into another business that I own. So I quit. I said goodbye, and life goes on. It's now 4 years. I am eating.
You are drinking.
I am drinking. God is doing me good. I'm even putting on weight. You can see. So God is really amazing.
Nothing like you have. So far, you have not regretted.
Yes. So I quit first of all to have my life as a person, and now to the belief in God that I can create something.
Something on your own.
On my own, because He has given me a head. Yes, those two things. I wanted to have my time and then to create something that can impact the life of people,
like
life of others.
Work can really take control on somebody. You cannot visit your kids. You cannot visit your family.
Exactly.
I think you're working almost January to December.
And I believe my wife is now the happiest woman in the world because Fridays I don't work.
You don't work. You're always home.
I am home.
Family time.
My children find me at home. I mean, what a life of being an entrepreneur.
And the freedom.
So
take me back to your education background. Did it somehow shape your entrepreneurship skills and this future of entrepreneurship, your education in particular?
I'm a statistician by profession. I did econ and statistics in Chambogo. And I would say yes, because I was very intentional about life. I always wanted to work for UBOS, Uganda Bureau of Statistics, and I wanted to be a planner. But my first job was in the bank.
Okay.
And because I had passion for research, I have passion for numbers. I am a person of numbers. I want to make decisions out of figures.
Out of figures.
So I decided to open a research company.
Yes.
Because UBOS had not taken me in. I was in a bank, but my first company was a research firm.
So do you remember your very first business? Let's talk about your very first one. Because you have told me about was it the Adobe thingy or?
No.
I want the very first one in life, whether you were still in school.
My first business was pig rearing.
Pig rearing.
Yes. That was my first business. I was a loans officer in Mubende, and I hired land. There is a village called Madudu there, deep down in the village.
Deep down in the village.
Yes. I always wanted to earn an extra income. You see, if you are a person who is looking for one source of income,
you are in trouble.
You're in trouble. Because the Bible says that sow your seed in the morning, and then in the evening it says do not lay back. In other words, do not look at only one thing.
Yeah.
So the salary was coming, but I wanted an extra income. So I chose to hire land in Mubende. So that was my first business. But unfortunately, I overfed the pigs. I overfed them.
How unfortunate.
At the time of selling them, the man told me, "Mbizi zina masavu manji."
So you needed the knowledge.
I didn't have the knowledge. Me, I thought when go to Mubende and put jerry cans in hotels, and they give me food. So me, I will be feeding my pigs
Your
very
pigs
well. So these pigs were enjoying a good diet. They will have chicken. So enjoying chicken. They were, it's like it was Christmas for them.
It turned out to be a disservice.
But I didn't know
that you are killing the market.
to myself.
Yeah.
So the man came and told me, "Mbizi was in sanyo."
Zina masavu manji.
Mbizi na masavu manji. So
and pork eaters want like balance.
Bagala nyama. So business hasala. Literally business hasala. That was my best.
How many
business.
pigs were they like?
I had like 10 of them, but they were big. You know, big pigs in Mbizi area.
Were you discouraged in a way? Like
Mbizi zansala. I wasn't discouraged. It was a lesson. It was a lesson.
Seriously, what a reason? Mbizi was
so it was
really disappointing.
It was really a lesson that I learned. But that was my first business. Then I went into goats. So still in the same place. I had goats.
But by the way, people fear animals. Animals are demanding as well.
You study when you're doing business. You study the environment. I'm in an environment of gardens.
Yes.
The grazing land was free. You have goats, you release them, they go. Meziria. And then someone brings them. And then in Mubende, embuzi ya mitwalo. So I put 800,000. I bought 8 goats. By the time I left, there were about 50 of them. Yes.
After a period
of time, only that when I left, matandiko kuzitunda.
The people you had hired to get
in a month they had eaten like 4 of them. So I had to sell them off. But that was my second business. And then a dry cleaning business that is still there in Mubende.
So what can you say you learned from your first business of the pigs and then of the goats? What lessons did you learn that really shaped what happens after? Because those wali mu mbizi wayigamu n'ogamba batwetaga okubeera ne research kintu kye tukola.
Yeah, number one is you start. I learned to start.
Yeah.
You see, people even in church have ideas, but they never start. People fear to start. The fear of unknown. This business taught me that you have to start. And
you find the rest.
Exactly. If you don't start, God, you'll never put God to test to show you that He's behind His word. So I started. I learned lessons. Now I know when I go into piggery again, I know I have to ration the feeding, so that I don't have overfed pigs and then they are not even malnourished. So that was a lesson. I learned about research.
It was fun. I've never heard about it. Like you overfed the pigs.
Yes, it's the fact I overfed the pigs.
And discourage me.
I overfed the pigs, but I learned about the aspect of research.
Yes.
In organizations where there is a department they call R&D, research and development. So meaning that before you start anything, you need to have some knowledge about your starting.
Thorough research about it.
Yes, if I'd done some research that when you're starting at a piggery, there is a way you have to ration the feeding. You don't just give them maybe I would have gotten profit out of it. Yes. But I think I didn't even got what I invested. Because it was Sarabay. But I learned about the aspect of research. You have to start, but research about what you're going to start.
The knowledge.
If you want to open a retail shop, you go and find out how the retail shop works. What is fast moving? Kawunga, muchere, bijanjalo, toilet paper, bunzari, roiko. Bantu bagala chi. And then what brings money? What turns fast? So the things I ignored. But I learned that research is important before you start.
Paramount.
Yes. My lesson was I overfed my pigs because I didn't research. But the other lesson is you have to start.
You got it Then you understood. After starting, getting the courage to start, you need to research. Anyway, before you even start, you need to research.
You need to research.
Then you start, you get the courage.
Yeah.
Okay. So how about the goats? Because I see now there is dishonesty with the people you are working with, that you trusted, and now they somehow they were dishonest with you and they sold off your goats.
No, I think for every business you're doing, you have to supervise.
Okay.
That's the lesson. If you're having a business and you think you're going to let it to be managed by those that did not start it,
to be at the mercy of the employees,
then it is you're risking that business.
Yeah.
And because imagine I left a month after and they started calling me, omanyi mwa Mulindwa, embuzi eri yabuze, embuzi eri bagiridde, embuzi eri yarwadde. But at the back of my mind I knew it wasn't right. Bali bazitunda. Reason being saliwo, I wasn't on the ground. When I exactly. So the lesson is, when you start a business, do not leave it in the hands of other people. Yes, we need to trust in business. That is true, because you can't work alone. Yeah. But you need to supervise the business. So apparently, I still have business in Mubende, but all my businesses have cameras. I can even show you.
Close.
And even of late, I even put cameras that give me audio.
You need to hear a voice.
Yes, I need to know what they are talking about in working hours. Yeah. So I learn to supervise. So when I'm here, I put on.
And you see what is done. So
you're telling me I'm at office. When I check, you're not in office.
Then you see the person. The person is not there at all.
I see. So now I have learned to supervise. Trusting people is okay. Yeah. Because you can't work alone. Even Jesus had 12 disciples.
To work with him.
He could not do ministry alone. Yes. But was supervising them. He would even send them 2 by 2. That was a system he was establishing for efficiency. So now for me, I learned that any company I'm running, I have to supervise. If I am remote,
you must be on camera.
Yeah, you can even see.
Seriously.
You can see they are there.
Yeah, people are there. They are working.
And the audios are there. So there is.
We cannot rely on trust. And then
I also have a concern. Watch all home office. So you have a life. Go home. Rest.
When you are not effective.
Exactly. So I learned to supervise. So if you're watching us, please, whatever business you're having, supervise.
Supervise the workers.
Supervise the business.
They are not like they don't see your vision. Exactly. By the way, some of the employees cannot see the vision. And if you force it on them, they can never see it. Yeah. And then it's you to.
They'll only go with a vision when you carry it to them all the time. You remind them the vision of your existence. But if you leave the business to them, problems.
Okay, so I understand you have small scale businesses and then you operate in the large scale realm as well. Do you have any differences you have seen with such businesses? What is easier to handle, or the small scale or the large?
You see, when we're starting, we all start at a lower level. So every business, you see, even MTN at one point was a small company.
Small business.
Even Airtel was a small company.
That's right.
You talk about any client. Wavamuno was telling us he started by making pancakes. I don't know about the truth, but that is what he told us. So he started small. So the picture is, I always picture my businesses as big companies when I'm starting.
With little beginnings.
Yes. I always picture the companies as big companies because the picture you have is what determines your actions.
Yes, for the company.
For the company. If you have a cartoon picture about your business, you really can't achieve much.
Can't exceed your vision.
Yes, for example, I was telling someone yesterday that in 20 years from now, if God gives me life, I'm going to have a bank. It's going to be called Carl Bank. That's the picture I have, and no one can take it from my mind. So every time I'm working, that's the picture I see.
You're looking at a bank?
I see Carl Bank. I don't see a lending institution. I see a regulated bank,
Big one.
big one. So you manage the small business.
Yes.
So we started as small. I am a co-founder, Crystal Detergents. It is evolving. Started as a small company. I'm a co-founder, Carl Cap Uganda Limited. Started small. As we talk now, it is becoming a big
expanding,
company.
yeah.
I'm a co-founder, Carl Ventures Uganda Limited. It's evolving. I'm a director, Factory Research. It is evolving. I'm a proprietor, Divine Dry Cleaners and Laundry. It is growing. So every big business goes through
The process.
the process. There is no shortcut in business.
Yes, and then we have like these people who are frustrated. They have started. Is that what time can you give to a business to see that failed at this? Because you know, in business, you people say we need to have patience. We need, to give business time. But when do I realize that I should quit?
No, there is no quitting in business.
You don't quit.
You see, that is why I was asking if you quit your business because it is having challenges, ask yourself, what if you persisted?
Yeah?
What if you persisted?
What if I pushed on?
Every business has a season of challenges. Every business has a season of challenges. Business cannot be smooth 24/7, 365 days in a year. It is impossible. No way, no way. What is important is when you encounter challenges in business, it is a platform for you to learn what next. It is a platform for you to learn what next. Because why companies fail is they give up very fast. If you listen to Elon Musk, he's not a born again, he's not a Christian, but that man said when he registered X that is now we know as former Twitter. It was his first company, X. And then he went and started another technology company. And Elon Musk says that a time came when he was about to leave that company. That Tesla we are looking at that now. He had so many challenges. But ask himself now, when I close the Tesla, who is going to achieve
what I see?
And he said when he changed his mindset about that, things started changing. He got solutions about business.
Yes.
The fact is, your business, as long as you're there, it is going to grow. It is about time. Any serious entrepreneur will tell you that your business will grow. You give it time. Be in. Challenges come, it will grow.
You persist it.
You persist it. Challenges come, you counter them. You get mentors about business. They talk to you. It will grow.
You just change a bit where you need to make changes.
Yes. So I'm not a person who believes in this research, these statistics that in Uganda, our businesses fail after 1 year. No.
Who made that research?
When the challenges come, persist. God has a way of changing things. I don't know how God does things, but God is after those that can persist.
That are serious.
That are serious about what He gave them. That is why me, I'm one person who believes that God said, I will bless the works of my hands. That is what makes me run business. I know God is behind whatever I'm doing.
You know what I'm getting now is like business is like your child.
Yes.
For example, if your child is not stable, right? Maybe your child has become stubborn or doing some bad things, you don't just give up.
No, when your child breaks, maybe dismantles your TV, do you throw them away?
No, you don't.
When your child, gets sick, you let them go.
No.
You hang on. That is how life is. When challenges come, they come to shape us. They come to test our faith in God. Because God wants to see if we can really trust in Him over certain things. And now, if you're Christian, why would you run business in a non-Christian way? If God is saying, I'll bless the works of your hands, challenges are there to test your faith in God.
Yes.
To see that you can really go back and trust God over this business. And then to broaden your thinking about business. When you have challenges in business, for example, when your business is going to be closed because of a license, that is when you go and borrow money. You've never borrowed a debt, but because you want your business to continue running, you even get a thought to borrow to pay the license, to pay rent. All those are things that can show you that you cannot do things on your own. There are systems out there that you need to look at. So that is why I say challenges are there.
And they ought to come.
They ought to come. The Bible says there is a time and a season
For everything
under the sun.
Yes.
So your business will be tested.
So today you can thrive, tomorrow you can be down. And
Challenges are there to test your systems. If your systems are weak, when challenges come, you let go.
Yeah.
You let go. You sell to us. To us,
you have faith.
To us who have faith, you sell to us. We come and buy you off. Yes. So you show me anyone who wants to sell a business, I'll come buy.
Buy and just
because me have faith in God.
You revive the business because it will take time and then it will come back.
There, you see, we let us allow businesses to grow in an organic way. It is organic process. You start, you see the challenges, you solve them, it will grow organically. There is a system. When you plant a seed, it goes through a process. The same way the business is, the same process goes through. You start it, establish things in place, you let it go. You won't have clients the first day. After some time, you have clients. Yes. When we started Crystal, we didn't have clients. But now we are evolving because we didn't close shop. Yes. It is a process. Trust God.
After some time, things
will go on.
Yeah.
That is the secret we are not being told by business people. They also encounter challenges.
Hear and see. Be inspired.
Click the subscribe button and to share with your friends, because this is knowledge that we have not paid for. It is a masterclass from our very own Mr. Mulindwa. I believe he is loaded, but time is out. We shall see you in our 4th episode. My name is Jonathan Chisache. Please stay tuned. Next time we shall be here, same day of upload. Thank you very much. God bless you.
If you want to grow and go far, have multiple income streams. If you're not paying anyone in your business,
it's not a business.
It's not a business. Systems in business. Every business should have a system in place, however small it might be. If you're in business and you don't know the problem you're solving, you're not in business. God is telling us, be fruitful. In other words, start something. There is a passion you have in your life. It is a tool that should ignite you to start something.
Wow.
What if it works out? Put the negative away. Be renewed by the transforming of your mind.
Hear and see. Be inspired.